Warning: the content you're about to receive is for the sole purpose of exposing fake trainers, doctors, nutritionists, life coaches, and wellness gurus, in addition to educate them and provide you with accurate information.
Come on!
36 years ago, I became a personal trainer. My objective back then, as it is today, was to get my clients in the best shape of their lives. But in order to do that, I had to know everything about the 3 training components that were responsible for changing the body in the most efficient way. Therein lies the problem. You see, most personal trainers are absolutely incoherent about the 3 training components, and they're dead wrong in the way they train their clients. It's a real issue in the industry. So my mission today is to expose fake trainers and to inform consumers, to talk straight and to provide accurate information. What you're about to see in the upcoming video, I'm telling you, will produce profound results. I urge you to check it out. You will not be sorry. Maybe I'm not an expert because you're too close. This reminds me of a time, actually 2 different times in my career, in my 37-year career. And the first time that it happened to me, and by the way, I don't have a problem with this episode in what I'm saying. I'm just making it's an observation. But it first happened to me when I was in the late 80s. My kids were about 10 to 12 years of age, and I got them into training right away. I learned that from being in Bulgaria, and I knew it was really good for them. And at that time, I was training baseball players and professional baseball players. Johnny Estrada was one of them. And the thing about that was my kids, because they're with me, I'm their dad. When I was trying to train them, again, even though I'm working with pro athletes, I was just dad to them. I didn't know anything. And it's kind of pretty typical, I think, with kids and their parents in that relationship. And so what I ended up doing is I put them with one of my trainers. And it's amazing how all that changed. Once I put them with one of my trainers, who at that point knew a lot less than I did, because I was trained to train these pro athletes, they actually became more of an expert to my kids than I was. And the reason why that's okay is because obviously I made sure that the follow-through was done correctly. And all that mattered to me, and I think this really pertains to any kind of trainer, the most important thing for me was to get the result. And if that meant getting that result by using my trainer, then that's all I cared about. But it was just really interesting. I found it very interesting that even though I was, in that situation compared to the trainer, I was actually more of the expert, but I wasn't because I was just too close to the subject, which was my kids in that case. That was the first time that happened to me. The second time that stands out actually just happened recently, and it happens with my wife. She's been around me obviously now for about 16 years, and she's been dealing with weight. She was reeling from recovering from a surgery, but anyway, so she was frustrated with her weight, so she decided that she was going to go to a local shop here in town. I'm not going to name any names, I don't have to, and get the advice of the owner who was competed in competition. Mind you, now we're talking many years later. I've competed all the way up at the world level. I've been around a little bit now, a day or two. But the point is even she went somewhere else to get information and advice about what she should do in her diet to drop weight. As a bodybuilder, I know diet, frontwards and backwards. We do, that's what we do. Bodybuilders know how to do this stuff, but yet she chose that. Again, in that scenario, I was too close to that situation, but I tell you what, I identified that and I was okay with it. And I encouraged her to go get advice from somebody else. And here's the deal, in a nutshell, she got some progress, but she didn't get the progress that the results that she thought she was promised. And herein lies the problem with some of the trainers that are out there. If you're a legit trainer, then or someone who's giving advice to somebody, then you have to know what you're talking about to the nth degree, because you have to point out exactly, there's all kinds of ways that you can judge the kind of results that you're going to get. In her case, too much emphasis was just put on weight. And the bottom line is this: she ended up still being frustrated with their program. I think it's the message in all this is when you're that person that's looking for somebody to work with you, make sure that you're dealing with someone who's got real world knowledge and a lot of years of experience, because that's what it takes. And if you're not dealing with somebody to that caliber, my suggestion is turn around and walk out that door, because you're going to fall short. You're going to be disappointed. If you want more information about this, click on that link below and go to my website. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below.